Hey folks, Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitter Magazine, lead columnist, team hitting specialist. How you guys doing today? Today we're covering the AL Central. We hit the White Sox last time, and now we're going to hit Cleveland Indians. Any Cleveland Indians fans out there listening, you might want to pay close attention to my educated predictions that usually come true, and it all comes down to hitting, basically. So here at Moneyball Hitter Magazine, we evaluate the offense. We think the offense is just as important as the pitching. Now, Cleveland does have one of the better pitching staffs in Major League Baseball. They probably should have came in first last year. They have the best manager, one of the best managers in baseball, Terry Francona, and they came in third. They didn't quite make it. Their hitting was very average. Okay, I think maybe they were middle of the pack in the major leagues last year, and last year being the worst year since 1972. If you're in the middle of the pack, that means you're pretty bad, to tell you the truth. So, speaking of bad, they had about the same batting average as they did actually in 2013, around 255. They were actually down in slugging points at 389 in 2014 last year. So very average, middle of the pack in Moneyball hitting terms. Not really good at all. Okay, no championship offense to speak of at all. Now we're going to talk about the hitting coach. Here's at least one hitting coach that wasn't replaced this year. So, we'd like to talk about him a little bit more. He deserves a little bit more attention. And his name is, and a lot of these guys are really no names to fans and stuff like that. But, they're, I guess, big names in the minor leagues and major leagues as far as the networking group or the good old boy system is concerned. So Ty Van Berkelio, who played in the minor leagues himself, another, 230 hitter or something in the minor leagues or whatever. If you notice all these major league hitting coaches, they usually played in the minor leagues and they hit 235 or something with one home run. And then they try to teach what they were taught, and usually the people that they teach put up the same numbers that they did in the minor leagues. That's how it goes. It's pretty crazy. I'm sorry, but most coaches don't evolve any higher than they did when they played. Okay, even though that they may search for it, Basically, it's like me becoming a professional golfer by reading magazines and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. All right. So, Ty Van Berkelio, journeyman, 33 seasons in the minors and majors, and he's been a hitting coach here and there. He's been with the Oakland system. He's been with the Houston Astros system. He's been a coordinator. He's been a hitting coach. He's been around, okay? Real clean-cut guy, looks good, image guy, probably pretty professional. Type of guy who's got to hold it together. He's got 5 kids, so you got to really hold things together when things go good, go bad, or just very, very average, okay? And I'm not seeing anything or have read anything where he's just really helped a specific team or an organization tremendously. He's just kind of been through the systems, and he's just been there to keep everything kind of hovering above water, probably at the average level. Okay. But I am giving him this opportunity to give Moneyball Hitter a magazine and, give himself a chance to say, hey, listen, I've done this, I've done that, and I've worked with these teams, and their team batting averages climbed up, throughout this much throughout my whole season, and this is what I'm averaging, and I'm not seeing it, though. I'm sorry, Ty. you know. So it's just another journeyman guy that they hire, and basically from 2014 to 2015, there was a little bit of a drop, and nobody really got better. So we're going to go through the numbers here, and we'll show you exactly, what happened last year and what normally happens with these batting instructors. So let's talk about the one positive guy. I feel like I'm talking about the Chicago White Sox, because there was one really positive guy for the White Sox, Jose Abreu, and the positive guy for Cleveland is Michael Brantley. 327 hitter, 20 home runs. Probably one of the best hitters in the major leagues. Okay? Lefty hitter. And there was a major improvement there from last year at 285 and 10. So he made a big jump, lefty hitter. And we'll talk about him a little bit later when we analyze his swings and stuff like that. So there's a jump there. So there's somebody to at least for the hitting coach to hang their hat on. Look at this guy. Look at what the improvements were with this guy. Okay. Now we don't know how much that he worked with him, but a guy to hang your hat. That is the only star hitter on the Cleveland Indians team. That's the sad thing about the whole thing. Okay. Remember what we said. You need 4 star hitters on your team to put up numbers where you hit, 270, 280, 15 to 20 home runs. 4 of them to win a championship. Okay? 90% of the time, that's what you need. Hands down, Moneyball formula right there. I've been giving it out. Okay? Cleveland, you're not even close, man. You're not even close. All right? You got 2 other good role players. These aren't star players, but they're role players. Okay? You need your role players. Okay? 3 or 4 of them would be good. Okay? So there's Chisenhall, 280, 13 home runs. Good role player. All right? He's going to chip in right there when you hit like that. Not a star player. If you guys think he's a star player, he's not. He's a role player. Now, the good thing about that is, can we give Ty Van Berkelio some dibs here? He went up 50 points from last year. Okay? And from what I know about Chisenhall, he's been moving on up the ladder. I think he started maybe at like a 220, 230 hitter, and he's been moving on up. He's been like a 3-4 home run guy. He's been moving on up. All right. So who you working with, Chisenhall? Who you working with, Brantley? You're working with Moneyball hitter coaches on the side. Are you? What's going on? Is Berkeley doing this to you? I want to find out. You in Cleveland. Who knows the behind-the-scenes things that's going on with those 2 hitters? All right. Then you got Gomes, 278, 21 home runs. He's been pretty consistent over the years for Cleveland. Okay, so those are 3 hitters that the Indians have. 1's a star, 2 are kind of good role players. Okay, Gomes, I'll almost put you in the star status. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll put you in the star status. Chisenhall, I can't quite yet. All right. So, is that good enough to win? Nowadays, it's good enough to come in 3rd place with a great pitching staff. Okay, so let's talk about why Berkeley. We talked about why he possibly is doing a decent job. Now let's go the other way. Why he isn't doing a decent job? Because you've got you're usually going to be working with about probably 12 to 15 different guys that are going to get in the lineup. Okay, usually 12. And I counted 8 players, kind of like the Chicago White Sox. Actually, you're a little bit better than the White Sox. 8 players who hit 250, 260 or less, and 9 home runs or less. To me, that's not even a role player. You're hardly getting on base, and there's no slugging. Okay. Now, the good thing about the Indians, they do walk a little bit more than your usual team, which is part of the Moneyball formula. So you got to give a little bit kudos to Ty there, the hitting coach. So we're going by last names. We're gonna rattle these guys off. 260 or lower, and these guys were usually 250, less than 9 home runs. Murphy, Ramirez, Bourne, Cabrera, Kipnis, Santana, Swisher, Aviles. I think if I pronounced that right. I'm not sure if that's correct. Okay. So those are 8 waste cases in my book. If you hit 250 or 260 in the major leagues, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be in the starting lineup, and you shouldn't be hitting less than 9 home runs. Okay? To me, you're hardly a role player. And there's no way in the world that you're going to make it through a championship season. Okay? You might squeak in and win your division every once in 10 years with something like that. Okay? The Cardinals did, so maybe you can. Okay? But the rest of the teams that got in the playoffs were top 10 hitting teams, most of them, and had 4-star hitters in their lineup. Cleveland, you're not even close. And to me, if it wasn't for your pitching staff, I'd say you're in big, big trouble. And it doesn't look like Berkeley, the hitting coach, is really helping out here. Okay? There's 2 or 3 players on the team that he can put his name on, and then there's 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 or 12. I'm sure you've worked with more than that have done close to nothing.